The Denver Nuggets, they look great. Net rating FC, on-court FC, raw numbers FC, they're literally just lighting up the NBA. But what are some important next steps that we got to talk about for this team in their upcoming schedule? Cameron Johnson and Christian Braun, we're still waiting for the injury updates. Maybe by the time we get to that segment, we'll be able to talk about it. But if they don't play, who should fill those spots? And then also, we're going to talk about the T-Wolves. This game is going to be hopefully electric. Anthony Edwards should be available. This is going to be a lot of fun. That's Ryan. This is Swipa. And this is Locked On Nuggets.
You are Locked On Nuggets, your daily Denver Nuggets podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome to Locked On Nuggets. This is your daily Denver Nuggets podcast. Shout out to you all. Thank y'all so much for joining. I hope your Friday is going stupendous. This has been a wonderful day. We had some good NBA basketball games last night. The Nuggets have been off for the last 2 days. They have another one off tonight, and then they play tomorrow night. But look, you know, the Nuggets just came off of a really interesting back-to-back that obviously the talk of the town around the NBA circles have been Nikola Jokic and just how dominant he has been to start this season off. We're going to talk about this team, talk about the 9-2 start, talk about who should be starting if Cam Johnson and Christian Braun do miss. So it's going to be a great episode, y'all. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Head to FanDuel.com to get started. Ryan Blackburn, my friend, how are you doing today?
Man, I'm doing well. It's been interesting kind of waiting on the Nuggets to kind of come out with this Cam Johnson, Christian Braun stuff. But I think things have been good. Denver got a couple days off right at the right time. We got a couple. We're not no days off here. No days off. FC University, whatever you want to call it. But no, we're having a good time, and I think there's a lot of great stuff to talk about with Denver right now.
Man, yeah, we're getting to it. So, you know, Ryan, right now, if you look at where the team is 9-2. I don't know if you saw the other day, but yesterday there was a Thunder reporter quoted where the Thunder were last year. They had through 13 games last year, they were 11-2. They had a plus 12.7 net rating. That got me thinking. Because I went and checked again where the Nuggets are, and ever since the Clippers game, the Nuggets are currently sitting at 9-2. But Ryan, they have a plus 13.3 net rating, which is even better what the OKC Thunder were doing last year at this time. So they're obviously not overperforming, as in like, man, who could have saw this coming? But it seems that if you give this team competent players where everybody believes in what they're doing and everybody committed to the same vision, and Jokic feels comfortable, Murray, he's healthy, he feels comfortable, Aaron Gordon looks good, all of a sudden they're performing so far like they could potentially be one of the great teams that we've seen in modern NBA history. Don't know if that holds itself to be true, but Ryan, number 2 defensive net rating in the league. They got the number 2 offensive net rating in the league. How do you feel about the 9-2 start, and what do you feel about it is real so far?
Yeah, I feel good. I mean, it's hard not to feel good about the way things have gone. The way that this team has approached things, I think, is the most important. They've been serious. They've been like going through the schedule. Like Matt and I did an episode back in like early September or late August or something. We went through every game, and we started off with an 8-3 start for the Nuggets at this point in the year, and they're 9-2. So they've outperformed expectations at least a little bit from what even we expected, where we thought Denver could win 57, 58 games. And so the way that they have approached things on both ends of the floor, I mean, second in defense is ridiculous. I do think, like, look, they are getting a little lucky. I do think from the shooting perspective stuff, they haven't faced a bunch of great shooting teams. And those teams, like, even if they are like in the building, they just haven't played that well. So I do think Denver will get to a place where they're going to have to face that at some point or another. But the great thing about Denver is that no matter what, their offense is still a really strong baseline, and they don't have to be perfect defensively every night in order to win. They can just like play their normal game and do their normal stuff. And the normal baseline for what they have become is a team that is competent to unbelievable on both ends of the floor. And having that level of competency coming off of the bench, mixing in with different lineups. It's not just down to the starting group. It's allowed Cam Johnson to struggle a little bit. It's allowed Christian Braun to, hasn't been perfect at the outset. Jamal Murray had a tough second night of a back-to-back on Wednesday, and it didn't matter because Denver was so good. Jokic has been so good. And just the levels that they've been able to reach to with the mix of rotation players that they have, it's been super, super encouraging, Swipa.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what happened with the defense. The offense for me is clearly not what it's going to be. This team is going to hit a gear at some point in time where they're going to be looking like the greatest offense we have ever seen. I'm curious with Jokic on that end. Right now, Ryan Blackburn, as insane as it sounds, he's having a career season so far and coming off of a year which was a career season, arguably the best offensive season ever. And then somehow, some way, Jokic then leveled up and said, I'm going to give you one of the best two-way basketball seasons, like literally best pure basketball seasons we have ever seen, best starts to a season we've ever seen.
It's actually like super annoying because you try to quantify accurately what he's doing on a consistent basis, and he makes you look dumb half of the time because you've set the bar too low, or like your baseline expectations for him are then so high that the moment he's like just under that, you overreact. And I overreact a lot of the time. As you know, I'm a very reactionary person. And so sometimes he makes you look dumb, whether you're crediting him or denigrating him at various points. But he's just been unbelievable, man. Like, thankful for Nikola Jokic on this team.
Yeah, I mean, he's maintaining a 29 points per game on 77 true shooting. I don't know what's going to happen with, like, even at my brain, I'm like, okay, if that doesn't hold up this year, then what does it drop to? Like, what number does it get to if he's in a situation where if we're not going to be 77 all season, where does it become? And if you look at the first 11 games on this most efficient year ever in 2023, that season he was averaging 21, 9.9, and 9.0. But to start the season off on less points per game, mind you, and less everything, he was at a 67.6 true shooting. That year he finished at 24.5 on 70. So I'm like, Ryan, I legit don't know. Like, is it going to drop? Because last year, first 11 games, he was at 30, 14, and 11.5. The defense wasn't near as good. But that year, he was at 66.6. And guess what, Ryan? He maintained 66.7 the entire season. So I'm legitimately asking you, because basically every year that I'm looking at right now, let's go to 2024. Remember, he went on that crazy run in 2024 where he was like, he was at 30, 14, and 8 to start that year off. He was at 65 true shooting, and he ended the year, I think, at 66 that season.
65.
65. So he was at 65, ended at 65.
Man, he's really dropping off, huh?
Yeah, but I'm saying 2022. We'll keep going, Ryan. He was at first 11 games, 25, 14, and 6, the Ryan Blackburn year. Yeah. And he was at 66 true shooting. Guess what he finished at that year? 66, 67 true shooting.
Yeah.
So I'm asking you, Ryan, what if it doesn't go down? Because he's not shown that even if it does move, it's moved up. I know, I hear you.
Okay. Like,
what does it go down to?
77 true shooting right now. It's going to go down.
Right.
I refuse to believe, like, we'll make this the jinx of the week. I refuse to believe that he's going to maintain a 77 true shooting percentage the entire season. That, like, if he does that, I will, like, I'll do a cosplay for, you can pick the cosplay of what I do on a live show.
What's the lowest you'll go to where you'll do it? 75?
74. 74. If he stays above,
you're already in like unforeseen territory past 70.
Because 70, he just had the best stretch of his career ever. Like, I get it. Like, look, if he, we're going to make this on the show right now. If he stays above a 74 true shooting percentage for the entire season, Swipa, you can pick the cosplay I do, make it professional.
Sailor Moon.
The cosplay I do, and I'll do it on the first
Sailor Moon.
I'll do it on the first show after the regular season ends.
What's the dude with the mask on Sailor Moon? What was his name?
I don't know. I don't know Sailor Moon.
You don't know Sailor Moon, guy with masks on Sailor Moon so I can get this right. Somebody in the chat knows exactly who I'm talking about. That is Momoru. Yeah. So Tuxedo Math. That was his name. It's Tuxedo Math. That's exactly what it is. Ryan will be Tuxedo Math. That's going to be great. Well, on the other side, I look, man, I want to go through the defensive stuff because there's something interesting here that I think is going to maintain and hold itself. But we'll talk about that on the other side here at Locked On Nuggets. When I'm hydrated, everything just works better. My focus, energy, and mood, even my skin. That's why I've been using DripDrop. It's doctor-developed hydration that keeps me running at full power, no matter what my day looks like. DripDrop isn't your average sports drink. It delivers 3 times the electrolytes and half the sugar of leading brands, using a science-backed formula trusted by medical professionals, firefighters, over 90% of top collagen protein. Now, when you use DripDrop like I do, I love making it a part of my daily routine. I'll mix a packet in the morning before the gym or during a midday slump. Hydration has become non-negotiable for me, especially as I go to the gym every day of the week except for Sundays. DripDrop helps me to feel sharper, calmer, and honestly, just better overall. Right now, DripDrop is offering podcast listeners 20% off your first order. Go to DripDrop.com and use promo code LOCKEDONNBA. That's DripDrop.com, promo code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off. Stock up now before the heat hits hard and keep your body and mind performing at their best with DripDrop. Also, the holiday season is right around the corner, and that means it's time to get your home ready. Whether you need more seating for guests, cozy new linens, or fun serveware for holiday hosting, Wayfair's Black Friday sale is here to help you make your space shine. And the best part, you don't have to wait. Wayfair's Black Friday deals are happening all month long with up to 70% off everything from sofas to spatulas. Now, I love making sure my home is nice and neat and taken care of before I have guests for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, and for New Year's. So I want to make sure that I have enough towels, wash rags, everything that I need. And Wayfair, that is the place to go because you got to make sure people have places to sit. That's the thing you got to do in the holidays. I get some chairs, outdoor seating on Wayfair. It's great. Browsing through their site, it's easy to find pieces that actually fit my style, nothing generic, just quality designs that feel personal. Now, if you've ever hosted family for the holidays, you know exactly how much difference a few new touches can make. Wayfair makes that easy. So don't miss out on early Black Friday deals. Head to Wayfair.com now to shop Wayfair's Black Friday sale for up to 70% off. That's WAYFAIR.com. Sale ends December 7th. We'll be back for segment 2 here at Locked On Nuggets. We're back for segment 2 of Locked On Nuggets here with Swipa, here with Ryan Blackburn. Make sure that if you're listening to this on the audio side, give us a 5-star review on Apple iTunes and Spotify to hear more great content from Matt, Ryan, and myself. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube and you're like, man, Ryan Blackburn, I can't wait to see this cosplay he's going to do at the end of the season. Make sure you give us a like, share, and subscribe. We're on the way to 15,000 subscribers, and I want 15,000 people here to witness Ryan's first ever cosplay at the end of the season, y'all. Let's get to it, Ryan Blackburn. So I think based on what I'm seeing from Jokic, what he's saying, what I'm seeing in some of the clips on Synergy, what I'm seeing from the team in communication, Ryan, I think this is a top 10 defense. I don't know if it stays top 2, but what for you feels like it's not something that is sustainable? Are you saying the 3-point number? Do you feel like that's something that's not sustainable?
Yeah, I mean, so here's the numbers on cleaning the glass, for example. League average in 3-point percentage on cleaning the glass right now, if you go to like filtering out garbage time, is 38.4%. Actually, no, let me it's 36%, excuse me. Denver right now is allowing 32.5%. It's like even a little bit smaller of a gap than you would expect, but that is the third best number in the NBA. And given where Denver allows guys to shoot a lot of the time, like they don't necessarily do a great job. Like the opposing teams are getting to corner 3-point shooters a lot. Like you would expect that number to go up. Denver specifically allowing 33.3% on corner threes. That is 5th in the NBA. That's the 5th lowest number in the NBA, but corner 3 percentage is on average 38%. So I would expect, and this is what happens early in seasons a lot of the time. This is what happened last year to the Golden State Warriors, where they were they were getting some really great shooting luck initially, and then that normalized, and their middle of the season was really shaky until they traded for Jimmy Butler and other guys like that. So I do think that that's one of the things that will change. But honestly, the way that they are playing defense, the mechanisms with which they're getting to their defense has been really good to me. I really like the ability to cut off transition as much as they have. That is the first thing that Denver has always struggled with, but this year it's one of their biggest strengths. So you can see why they are improving on the defensive end. It's the principles that they have instilled. It's the ability to get back in transition and their ability to just oftentimes force the ball into the opposing team's 3rd, 4th, or 5th best shooter in the corner as opposed to their 1st or 2nd option.
Yeah, I'm curious, man, because I've been watching, Matt Brooks on Twitter, by the way. If you're not following, Matt Brooks is the Denver Nuggets writer. He shares a lot of really great clips from this team. I wish that we could share a little bit more with you, but if you look into the team defense that plays with the Nuggets, man, they're playing with a stupendous amount of effort. And one thing too, Ryan, that I think is real this year, they know they don't have an option to not play defense anymore.
Yeah.
Jokic himself has kind of laid the line. We are going to play with effort on defense. Murray has laid the line since preseason. We are going to play with effort defensively. So I think for that, everybody else has to fall in, Aaron Gordon included, one of the leaders that's saying we're playing defense. And I think if you even look at the second unit, man, Jonas Valanciunas, all things put together, he's playing effort. It's not like he's not everywhere he needs to be all the time, but if you get to the rim on Jonas, he's contesting you as often as he can. And I think the Nuggets, man, they're playing truly high-level basketball in their communication. And if you look at how they're pre-rotating, one of the things I love that they added, and Matt brought this up, that the Dallas Mavericks did this with Luka, but Jokic is just better at it. What happens is if they ever get a pick and roll that they don't want to do a straight drop on or hedge, Ryan, they'll switch to pick and roll initially with Jokic leaving him on the island with a guard. But then what they do is they pre-rotate from the weak side or whoever the worst shooter might be, depending on who the team is. They pre-rotate, and Jokic literally will just fall back once they carry up, fall back to the corner, and then they'll just kind of get back into their defense again. I'm just kind of that is Jared Dudley and David Adams, I think, truly working magic defensively, keeping their good defenders on the best players, taking Aaron Gordon out of as many actions as possible. And honestly, the numbers bear it out. Cam Johnson's been really good for this team defensively so far.
He's been really good. He's really smart, and he does a great job of cutting off the perimeter in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
I've really liked what I've seen from him just in terms of his ability to mirror on the perimeter, to make sure that he's not giving up anything easy, closing out on some of those shots. He's a very smart, cerebral player. He knows what kind of shots that teams are trying to get to for the most part. And so you cut off the easy stuff, force them to drive, make a play. And oftentimes, they haven't been able to do that against him. Now, I will say, in kind of an argument that they're probably going to drop off at some point.
Yeah.
The strength of schedule has not been super high. They have not had to face a lot of great teams, a lot of great offenses. They've also had a lot of opportunities where teams have been injured when they have faced them. Like Anthony Edwards not playing the last time. He's going to play this time. I would expect Minnesota to score a lot of points, and that's understandable. But there's been a lot of that. Steph Curry didn't play in the NBA Cup game that they faced, and obviously that changes the way that the Warriors are going to play. But the overall baseline that you're going to get, you remember when I was saying 3rd, 4th, or 5th best shooter that teams are allowed, the Nuggets are forcing the ball into those guys' hands and they're getting opportunities, and that's okay, against the average teams or the subpar teams, but once you start getting into this elite group where everybody is a threat on the opposing team, and they're obviously they're going to work for different things, they're going to try to make it a lot easier on themselves, and they've got a lot of guys that are just capable of executing at a higher level. If you face the Cleveland Cavaliers, you can't dare Sam Merrill to shoot wide open threes every time. It's a little bit different than daring DeMar DeRozan as a 3-point shooter or somebody of that nature. It's just the baseline for the role players is just way higher. So I'm curious to see where it comes down to, but you're 100% right about it being cerebral, about it like them just being a higher IQ basketball team. It raises the bar so much against the vast majority of the NBA. Like there's talent and there's a level of effort and execution that'll help you against the best teams, but against everybody else, you just need to be smart. And they weren't smart last year, and now they are.
On the other side, we're going to talk a little bit about the Cam Johnson, Christian Braun situation, about who should start, but also preview the Minnesota Timberwolves game, because this should just be a little bit of a fun and I think very feisty game that's on the way. We'll talk about all that and more here at Locked On Nuggets. Ryan, do your job. The NBA season is heating up, and DoorDash has found the perfect way to keep fans in their bag all season long. Whether you're watching for the highlights, your fantasy team, or just your favorite player, DoorDash makes every game night even better. DoorDash is the official on-demand delivery platform of the NBA. They're celebrating with something called the backdrop. Now, every time an NBA player scores 50 points in a game, Jokic, Aaron Gordon, DoorDash drops 50% off your order with Dash Pass the next day, and you're automatically entered for a chance to win the ultimate fan bag. Now we're talking player-inspired drip, exclusive gear, and stuff you'll actually want. Now, I love that it's not just food. You can get everything from snacks and drinks to headphones, ice, even socks, all delivered. DoorDash has you covered for late-night highlights, last-minute watch parties, and double OT fuel-ups. So the next time someone goes off for 50, use promo code NBA50 the next day to get 50% off on DoorDash with Dash Pass. Plus, your shot at the backdrop. Dash Pass members only, 50% off up to $10 the day after a 50-point game with promo code. Terms apply. No purchase necessary. Ends April 13th. Open to U.S. residents 21 or older. Visit DoorDashInYourBag.com for full details. DoorDash in your bag all season long. The NBA is back, and there is no better place to get on the action than FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Even if you missed the start of the game and want to ride the hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything from who will score next to fourth-quarter comeback. Plus, you can even combine your live bets into a same-game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. It keeps every game exciting, especially when your team's making that late push. So right now, FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. So head to FanDuel.com to sign up and play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Now, y'all, if y'all know me, I love clothes and I love jeans. I got to tell y'all, I got some great new jeans from Doer, and let me tell you, they fit me, they stretch, they got a great material about them. I love them. Now, if you know this, I am in the gym again every day, and because of that, I don't have the same build as everybody else. So when I buy jeans, I typically have to get things that will stretch to be able to fit my body. And I'm telling you, Doer jeans have 5 times the stretch of traditional denim, and made with Cool Max, it regulates your body temperature and wicks moisture and keeps you cool and comfortable as temperatures change. Now, I love them because they feel stretchy, they feel good. I can wear these out and about. I can wear these when I go salsa dancing. I can wear these when I'm just going out to a movie. They're great. They're designed to look great and stay comfortable all day, no matter what you're doing. Doer are pioneers of blending technical innovation with everyday clothing. They invented the original performance venom. Simply put, Doer makes the world's most comfortable pants without having to sacrifice style. Trust me, once you try these, they'll be your go-to. And you can check out Doer in store here in Denver. It's at 2621 Larimer Street. Pick up a pair for yourself or as an amazing holiday gift. Now, all you got to do is mention my promo code LOCKEDONDenver in store to get 15% off your first order. Or check them out online at shopdoer.com/LockedOnDenver for 15% off. That's shopdoer.com/LockedOnDenver. We'll be back for the final segment here at Locked On Nuggets. We are back for the final segment here at Locked On Nuggets here with Ryan Blackburn and Swipa. So, Ryan, we do not have yet a direct update about the statuses of Christian Braun and of Cameron Johnson. Not
Would be
yet.
nice. Would be nice, huh?
I mean, it's currently 4:53 Eastern Standard Time here, so obviously would have liked to have something at this point, but we're not going to speculate. That's not what we do. We are not in a misinformation campaign. This is Locked On. We don't do that here.
Except when
So, Ryan, if just saying they're not available, how would you change the rotation?
Yeah, so this is what everybody wants to know, right? Okay, let's say they are out on Saturday. We have to go through the scenarios. Denver obviously played the last basically 3 quarters of this last game without Christian Braun and Cam Johnson, and they started in the second half. You have Murray, Gordon, Jokic, obviously, but then they started Tim Hardaway Jr. And Spencer Jones. It was a very interesting starting group. Spencer Jones, obviously, he played those final couple of minutes at the end of the first half, started off against James Harden, did a really good job, and I think probably earned another start, if I'm guessing. I think that they will start that same group if Christian and Cam are out. You'll start Murray, Tim Hardaway Jr. for spacing, Spencer Jones for defense, Aaron Gordon, and then Nikola Jokic. And I think it's a good lineup. I think it's a good group. It leaves the bench mostly intact. What they will do is they will take out Tim Hardaway a little bit, or maybe they'll play Tim Hardaway a little bit extra and allow him to play like 10 minutes in the first quarter, third quarter, and then stagger Murray with Bruce Brown and some other guys, Peyton Watson, obviously Jonas Valanciunas, and then you kind of get to as much of a normal rotation as you can. My question, though, would be, what do they do with the small forward minutes if Spencer Jones is playing at the 3? Because it's kind of screws everything up not screws it up, but it's just an interesting mix that they're going to have to get to with their second unit. Like, are they going to stagger Aaron Gordon like they did in the fourth quarter of this last game? I'm curious.
Do you think wouldn't they just keep the rotation similar and just have Spencer Jones take up Cameron Johnson's role with that lineup?
You can. The problem is if you're already having Tim Hardaway as the starter, can he?
Julian Strawther is the one that will take those minutes.
So if he's taking those minutes, and let's say it's a reduced role for Julian instead of like what Tim Hardaway usually plays, he's playing about 15. You're probably playing Spencer Jones about 25 to 30 minutes. You're probably playing Tim Hardaway about 30. It's a fair amount. It's a significant amount that Denver's going to have to change up a little bit. And it'll be interesting to see what they get to. But I mean, if Spencer Jones is guarding Anthony Edwards really well,
man, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like, Spencer's he's a year away from being like, a guy. You know what I mean? But I'm also looking at Spencer. I love how he plays. Like, he is a full sellout, full stop. I'm going to guard you as hard as possible.
It's because he's like a football player, man.
He's a havoc player. Yeah, he's literally their Lou Dort. Like, he's a bigger Lou Dort. He's 6'7", y'all. Like, I don't think people realize he is monstrous, and he knows this is my only job. Like, I'm gonna be in the corner, maybe hit some threes. Apparently, in practice, per Matt Moore in preseason, he was hitting these threes like crazy. His jump shot is like, it's a lean in, turn torque up here, so it just doesn't look pretty. But when he was guarding James Harden, he fouled him twice. But again, you can only blow the whistle but so many times. When he got that third possession on James Harden, he ripped him clean. Because when you have a dude that's like really long, really strong, and very good side to side, and his whole mission is to make your life impossible, I do think their defense, man, like, it's going to be good versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. He's actually going to be a good switch defender as well because of how big he is. He has some agility to his game that kind of makes him like, he's a part of Denver's like future. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, he feels like he's like their AJ Mitchell, like their Wiggins. He feels like he's gonna be that next step for them. You got to find these guys on the margins. We found him. We're developing him. He's everything that we hope Hunter Tyson would be, honestly.
Yeah. So what's interesting about this upcoming T-Wolves game? T-Wolves play tonight against the Sacramento Kings. They'll be at home, so they're not traveling or anything, but they'll be on the second night of a back-to-back when they ultimately face the Nuggets. And obviously, like, I think they care more about that Nuggets game than they do about the Kings game and the NBA Cup. Like, I do not expect them to really try extra hard, or maybe even have to try extra hard against the Kings. But let's say they have to play their guys 35 to 38 minutes and they're really playing their starters heavy. It might be a game where you see some guys rest. It might be a game where you see some guys be a little bit fatigued. And Denver, coming off of a couple days of rest, I know they just were on the second night of a back-to-back, so they needed that to recover. But they should have a decent advantage going into that game and already having won one of those matchups in Minnesota. So I'm curious to see what they bring and what that level of energy is like for both teams. I wouldn't surprise me if Joker really tries to go at Gobert like immediately.
I mean, Joker in the last 2 games versus Gobert, he scored 86 points, I think, on like an 80 true shooting or something like that.
Is that good?
Yeah, he's looking, dude. Like, I think if you play him, this is what I've read about Joker, bro. If you play him too much and he learns your tendencies, it's basically over. Like, at that point.
Now,
I think
I do want to give full credit to Gobert. Like, a lot of the time, like, I've developed a major respect for what he's able to do.
Rudy, yeah.
Maybe not to Jokic individually, but to the rest of the Nuggets offense as a result. Like, a lot of the time the Nuggets really struggle in this matchup because of what Gobert is doing and his ability to kind of take on that assignment, but then switch on to other people when need be. He's really good. He's the best Jokic defender of this generation. But the problem is that that doesn't always mean much.
He's seen the most possessions, but I still think it's Zoo. I think we just,
we just saw,
I know, but like, he has a 61-point game versus Rudy, just like within this year though too. But by the way,
he fouled out Rudy in that game and then went for 60 after that. I'll say
Spencer Jones and Jokic this year plus 71 net rating in 19 minutes, 176 offensive rating, and a 104 defensive rating. So
to be fair, that's from the third quarter of this last game for the most part. I'll say, but yeah, it's earned. It's absolutely earned what Spencer's been able to do defensively, and
without Jokic, 13 minutes, he's a plus 45. By the way, I'm just saying, it doesn't. There is something to a flat line of being an elite elite defender, at least within a team scheme, that I think can really be useful. And so we'll see what happens.
KK Nicole in the comments says, or K Nicole, excuse me. I want them to include Duran in the rotation some. I think his energy and athleticism will go a long way. It's tough because he doesn't necessarily fit what they need right now because they're missing wings. They're missing guys on the perimeter that you want to fill in their minutes. So the right call is to play Julian Strother a little bit more to try to get him some reps, some rotation. But I also kind of want to see Duran too, man. Like, this is why you have the depth. This is why you have the flexibility as much as possible. And I wonder if there are going to be some opportunities, especially if there's an injury here, or maybe the Nuggets decide, hey, we need to rest Aaron Gordon a little bit more going forward. Like, there's some opportunities where I think Duran's going to get out there. I also don't think that Joker and Valanciunas are going to play 82 games apiece. So at some point they're going to have to rest, and Denver's going to need a plan that we'll see if that's Zeke Naji, but I would like to see Duran personally.
Well, that's going to do it for today's episode, y'all. Make sure on the YouTube side, you subscribe. We're on the way to 15,000 subscribers. If you're listening to this on the audio side, give us a 5-star review on Apple iTunes and Spotify. Y'all know what time it is. That's Ryan Blackburn. This is Swipa, and this is Locked On Nuggets.